is within, through, and as each and every one of us. And it is connecting us one to the other. It is the one mind in which we all live and move and have our being. And so we joyously begin this service today, knowing that regardless of where we are still connected, we are still community, we are still one in the wholeness, continual consciousness that is Spirit, bringing us together in love, in joy, in peace, and in gratitude. And so it is. Is our vision and mission statement, if you would all stand, please. And it's in your program. So we have programs now. Yay! Okay, ready? CSL West Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teachings, we provide a safe environment to experience compassionate living. In our Declaration of Principles, I believe the kingdom of heaven is within us, and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. So our community song, we chose things that you didn't need to have words for, and then we figured you would know. So,
okay. Good morning, everybody. I really am real, so is Connie. We're not just on Zoom. Everybody knows this song, so let's make a joyful noise. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, shine, shine. Let it shine. Gonna carry this light all around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna carry this light all around the world. And I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna carry this light all around the world. And I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, shine, shine. Let it shine. All right, everybody, you're sounding good out there. We got one more verse, so let's sing it out. Every day, every way, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day and every way, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day and every way, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, shine, shine. Let it shine. Reverend Sandra, that was good. Good idea. I have a song for you.
we're next. No, the reading.
Oh, the reading. Uh-oh, sorry. I don't have a song for you. I can't read the program.
Really, I'm so sorry. Oh, okay, that's good. Gloria. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. How good. No. That's okay. We'll deal with it later.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Okay.
The reading today is from Lessons in Living by Susan L. Taylor. Life is a journey. Life is a journey, not a destination. Those were the provocative words on a poster hanging on the wall in my friend's home in Jamaica years ago. I was in my early 20s, newly married, immature. The many times when it seemed that my life was falling apart, if I could find the money, I would escape to the island paradise and to the comfort of Pat and Ken Ramsey's love. Life is a journey, not a destination. I remember staring at the words, whispering them, trying to fathom their meaning as I rocked in the hammock that hung near the intriguing poster. Life is a journey, not a destination. All these years later, I'm beginning to grasp the meaning. Life is a process, a learning experience. We don't discover all of life's answers at once, but over time, through many and varied and necessary experiences, we will have hundreds of arrivals, and still we will not have reached life's destination. As long as we are alive, we are in the process of becoming. The purpose of our journey is to learn to live in harmony with the reciprocal laws of life, to love our neighbor as ourselves, and to trust that whatever we give to life comes back multiplied. It is to understand that we can never withdraw from life what we have not invested in it. Love, these are the laws of creation that we are here to discover and live by. Wherever we are on our life's journey, we are always moving toward this realization. Each of us comes to the awareness of the truth in her or his own way. Some of our lessons are easily learned, others are incredibly difficult, but we are all expanding our knowledge of ourselves and the meaning of life all the time. These are lessons in wealth, lessons in poverty, in victory, defeat, and physical challenge. While one of us is learning lessons by raising a child, another is learning by losing a child. Near the end of his life, tennis great and humanitarian Arthur Ashe said that people would invariably ask him if he was angry, if he felt cheated because he was dying of AIDS, and if he ever asked, "Why me?" Arthur said that he didn't feel angry or cheated, that if he asked why me about contracting AIDS and his imminent death, he would have to ask why me about all the good fortune and many blessings that were also a part of his extraordinary life. In a sense, life is very impersonal. Though we make judgments about whether our experiences are good or bad, we should not take the individual experiences personally. They are our schooling, the episodes with which life seasons us. This is easy to say, but difficult to accept when we feel we're confronting disaster. A hurricane destroys our home, our town, and renders us and thousands more homeless. A person we love dearly seems lost to drugs. Tests show that we have developed a debilitating illness. It is difficult to recognize the opportunity for growth while experiencing loss and pain. But the fact is that nature is always constructing and reconstructing itself. The old is constantly surrendering to the new. Everything we experience on life's road is to move us toward greater love and charity, to make us draw closer to ourselves, closer to one another, and closer to God. And so it is.
Good morning again. I know we have some people that are here for the first time. Welcome, welcome. My good friend John Stringer wrote the song, and I asked his permission to use it this morning. It's called You Are Welcome. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine, with so much more no matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from. This is a place in the world with open arms right here. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. We'd like for you to sing with us a little bit. Maybe sing it to your neighbor. It's easy. Connie will help you. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Love is welcome here. Love is welcome here. Peace is welcome here. Peace is welcome here. Joy is welcome here. Joy is welcome here. You are welcome here. Sing it to the person next to you. You are welcome here. We are welcome here. We are welcome here.
Okay, so, musicians in person. So, Connie and Cynthia, in case you didn't know, Cynthia is our music director, and she has been organizing and making sure we have music every week, and many of the people who have been singing are friends of hers. So, thank you so much, Cynthia, for all the good work that you've been doing this last year and a half. And then Connie and Cynthia have been friends for quite a while, and they sing together a lot. And don't they make a great duet? Now, I'm going to tell you my vision. They get added to the choir. See, and here's the thing. Look at this space. You could have choir rehearsal with him, right? I mean, very easily. Okay, so envision that with me, okay? We have a choir. They do a great job. I'm not trying to get rid of them. Okay? We are expanding and enlarging. We have a community. And you know, one thing that's nice about having a community where you have a space all week long, it means you can do events. It means you can have classes that are not just on Sunday afternoons, which is what we've been doing. Okay? It means that you can memorialize your friends. You can have a memorial service here, or a wedding service, or a reception. We can do things here that we can't do when we are only meeting in one place on Sunday. And so that's why myself and the board envisioned this place, and you have all supported it. Okay, so we'll be talking about that another time. Sandy is your designer. She is she was a designer for Ethan Allen for 25 years. So guess what we have here? The elegance of Ethan Allen. So anyway, and Ronnie has been here. She and her husband have come and helped to clean up. You should have seen this place in the beginning. We have before and after pictures. We will get them out at some point. But this place was a mess, and we have painted, we have organized, we have bought chairs. The chairs are sitting on. Ronnie donated the money for us to buy them, and they were here, and we just bought them, so we didn't need to, ask for money for that. But everything in here, the congregation has provided for. So thank you so very much, and we have a whole list of people to thank, but in due order. So don't feel like if I've left you out, don't feel left out yet. So today's talk is the gift of a new journey, and that's the title on your program today. So what is a journey? What is your journey? Our church has been embarking on this journey. We've been working on this since, well, a year ago, September, is when we started visioning for this. And we found the place in August. So we've been on this journey to get to here. But we have done that as a community. And if we have done that as a community is made up of what? Individuals. So each one of us has been embarking on some kind of a journey, and if we have found our place now, guess what? You are just beginning on a new journey. A new journey is beginning. And so I want you to think about, what is the journey that you are embarking upon? Let's think about that. We're in the Christmas season right now, right? Christmas has so many symbolisms. I mean, I could spend this whole hour just talking about the symbolisms of Christmas, but the main one is the birth of Jesus, right? So birth is what? It's the beginning. And, we've made so much out of it, but do you know where Christmas really came from? They didn't know that Jesus was who he was when he was born. I mean, did anybody know who you were going to be when you were born? No, okay, we didn't know who people were going to be, who they were going to become. And so nobody knew who Jesus was going to be when he was born. So obviously, his birth was not recorded except in the minds and hearts of people, right? So the church leaders and whatever, they had to come up with some way of celebrating. So what did they do? They chose a day that the Greeks and the Romans had already selected, and other various pagan organizations or religions had already designated as a day, for to honor their gods and whatever. So Osiris, Dionysus, they were all honored around the end of December, and they just came up with December 25th. So we have this arbitrary day. So you know what that says to me? Since it's an arbitrary day, and the birth of Jesus could be any day during the year. And if the birth is any day during the year, guess what? A new beginning is any day in the year. So, we're starting on a new journey. And we're ending the year, but we're getting ready to start another one. And our journeys are physical. They show up in the physical world, but where do they first happen? In the mind. They start in consciousness. That's where our beginning is, our beginning of our journey. Whatever journey we're on, that's the beginning of it. And it's a journey that begins in consciousness. I was listening to Florence Scovel Shin, has written several books. Perhaps you know of The Game of Life and How to Play It, Your Word is Your Wand, those are things. Anyway, the one I was listening to this week, she said, prayer is us talking to God, and intuition is God talking to us. Think about that. And God always speaks just perfectly. Our intuition is always, always, always right. I'll give you an example, and there's something physical. So yesterday we were here doing sound checks or whatever, and I went home. I live in Knoxville, so I'm going up 285. And, I always start with the GPS, okay, because you never know what's going to happen on the road. So I have my GPS set, and I got to probably around exit 18 or so on 285, and it changed. It rerouted me. And I'm like, well, that's really interesting, but, go with the flow. I thought, well, maybe it went from 285, because I can go up either 75 or 285, okay, 285 to 400, or I can go up 275. It had me going up 275, so I looked to see, it still had me going up 275. But the beginning exit that it gave me was Canton Road, which is exit 5, okay? It changed me, I don't know what the number is up there, but it changed me to exit 263, which goes more through a more circuitous route. And when I got off, I looked up the road, and lo and behold, there was none. I mean, it was like traffic had just about stopped. It had been moving very nicely, and then I looked up, from the off ramp, and it was like stop and go traffic. That it would have been for 2 miles. It had routed me around all of that. Now I say this to say, because we probably all had similar experiences, right? That's how your intuition works. It tells you something, but you don't know why it's telling you. Suppose I said, well, I always go up this other exit. I'll just go on. I'll stay on it. If I had followed my own mind, I would have got caught in traffic, because by the time I realized the traffic, the exit had already passed. Okay? But that's how intuition works. We get in trouble. Why? Because we don't follow that leading, that guidance from within. Remember, she said, what? God talking to you is your intuition. You see? And guess what? We all have it. We all have it. If one has it, we all have it. Because we are what? One. So here we are with our intuition, ignoring or paying attention. But then let's go back to Jesus. In Luke 2:46, remember what happened after he was 12, the next story in the Bible, in one of the books. In Luke, it's not in all books, but in Luke, he starts to get, they go to somewhere to get counted again for taxes, okay? And they're busy out there finishing up their experience, and they left. The family left, Mary and Joseph and the rest of the family and their friends, they all left and went home. And they get down the road a while, a day or so, and they were like, well, where's Jesus? They thought he was playing with the other children. He's 12 years old. No, he's not with the other children. They searched and searched. They searched for him for 3 days. And those of you who know the story, you know what happened. They found him in the temple with the teachers, right? And our story, of course, goes, well, of course you know that I was in the temple. Why didn't you know that I'd be about my father's business? Why are you looking for me like this? I've heard that story so many times. And all of a sudden today it occurred to me, why is Jesus sitting in the temple? It says, the Bible says, after 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. Now, if Jesus was this enlightened, exceptional being, why is he needing to learn from the teachers in the temple? They're human beings. I mean, come on, stop and think about this. If you are an enlightened being, and you are super special, and you're the Son of God, why are you sitting with the human people who have just spent their lives, studying this stuff? Why are you sitting with them, trying to ask them questions and learning from them? They're the teachers. It's specific. He doesn't say priest. It says teachers. So if he's with the teachers, he's what? He's learning. He's studying. Okay? And then he's gone for like 30 years or something like that. And they have, records in various places. They have different ideas that he was in the Middle East, or he was, somewhere out in India studying or whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. The point is he was studying. He was learning. He was developing. He was developing his consciousness so that when he came back to Israel or wherever he was to Galilee or wherever he was preaching, right? And he got baptized by John and he started his ministry. What was he doing? He no longer saw the person. He saw to the perfection of the person. So when he looked at the blind man, he did not see a blind man. He saw a man who was whole and who could see. When he looked at the cripple, he did not see a cripple. You and I looked at him and said, well, he's crippled. And Jesus said, you're not crippled, take up your bed and walk. And he said that repeatedly to people. He no longer, whatever he did, I think he was studying, because they're giving you a clue right here. When they say he's teaching, he's with the teachers, they're giving you a clue. He was learning. So he spent those 30 years of learning to do what? To see beyond the physical. Remember last year when they were doing all these vaccinations and people were saying, oh, they're making that stuff too fast? Excuse me. There's a young woman from Moderna who developed it in a weekend. And they're like, you can't do that in a weekend. But she didn't do it in a weekend. She took 4 years. I saw an interview with her. She was working on that for 4 years. And it all came together in a weekend when it was needed. Now you know what happened. You know what happened. She sat down and she prayed and she said, God, we need a miracle. We need a miracle. I am open, I am available. I can see beyond the physical. I can see the perfection of this thing. We need a miracle. Now, I don't know what religion she belonged to, but that, I'm really sure, is the essence of her prayer. Think about it. Don't we do that? We have been working on something year after year after year after year after year after year, and all of a sudden, what happens? We go like, I'm done. God, I've been working on this. Give me my miracle. I want it right now. And that's when we get it. It was there all the time. It was there all the time. Whenever Jesus was born, whatever month, whatever year, whenever he was born, the capacity was in him already to be the Christ. You and I are the Christ in form, except that we, unlike Jesus, don't see it. What we see is what other people have told us. You're too tall, you're too short, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too this, you're too that, you're too stupid, you're too smart, you're too poor, whatever. We've got all these things that people have told us, and we've believed them. And instead of doing what Jesus did and seeing beyond the physical and going to, you know what? There's a perfection in you. I am going to make sure it shows up in my life. Because that's where the perfection shows up. It shows up in you. It shows up in your health. It shows up in your wallet. It shows up in you, in the vocation you choose, in the relationships you have, in the difficulties that you find yourself in, and are able to what? Get out of them. You see? All of that shows up in your life. So what journey are you on? It's a journey of consciousness. And what we are doing is increasing our consciousness. It shows up in our world. And if you look in your life, take an inventory. Each week, take an inventory. And ask yourself, is this what I want in my life? If it's not, then it's not out there in the world that you're doing. You go inside and you view your own consciousness. I want looking at it, let's talk about Jesus needing to study. If Jesus needed to study, don't you think you do too? I mean, come on, think about it. I study all the time. I'll tell you, I study all the time. You should see my library. I quit calling it books. I call it library now. Because it is almost as big. I mean, it takes up my whole wall. I go in there and I study. I find things. Okay? That's how do you think we come up with those readings? I don't go out and buy books anymore. I don't have to. I got them all in my garage. Okay, so the point is that life is a continual study. And we study and we go to classes so that we can be around other people who are staying in the consciousness that they need to stay in. You know, it's always interesting to me the Christian churches, which many of us have graduated from, have Bible study every week and people know. So we go to Science and Mind class. Well, I took the foundations class, so I'm done. Excuse me, we got a whole cadre of classes. Why? Because it takes practice. Jesus took 30 years to practice. And look at what he achieved at the end. He was able to look at people and see the truth of them. And he probably could have done that in less than 30 years, but we have what we know of is it took 30 years. 30 years of study. I mean, we were like, yeah, I took foundation class, or I took practitioner. Here's another one. I took all my practitioner classes. I'm a practitioner. I'm done. I'm a minister. I took all kinds of ministerial classes. I'm not done. We have to continually work on our own consciousness so that we can what? See beyond the physical. Because the world around us is telling us that, oh, Jeff Bezos just knew what he was doing. That's why he was able to grow Amazon. Okay? For the scientists, they got this vision that they want to go to the moon, and so they are going to the moon. We think the world is operating from the physical, but everything starts here in the mind. Somebody had an idea for Amazon. And I'll tell you, I was in California when Amazon was getting started, and they were not sure that Amazon was going to make it because they had to make a book. And they had no, what's that stuff that brought stuff. They had none of that. They had no money. So what happened? Something happened in the mind of Jeff Bezos. And now, most of us can't exist without it. Okay? But that was something, that was not something in the physical. That was Jeff Bezos going saying, I know this will work. I know this will work. It was John Kennedy going like, I know we can go to the moon. And when they asked, when he asked his advisors, what would it take to go to the moon in 10 years? You know what they said? The will to do it. The will to do it. So the question is, do you have the will to go along your path, your journey, to live your life, and experience what it is that you're here to experience? Because no two of us are here to experience the same thing. No two of us are here to experience the same thing. And so we have to discover it ourselves. It's our intuition, God speaking to us, that will guide us if we're willing to listen. Remember the story about the GPS? I'm sure we've all had that experience. Okay? Like, oh, that was my intuition, okay? It's showing up as a GPS, but it's actually my intuition. That's his life. That's his life. So I'm going to ask you one more time. What is the journey that you are embarking on? Write it down. Start paying attention. And so today we know that Jesus is not an exception. We know he was the master teacher. We know that he was on a journey as well. And we know that he left the past. He gave us an example of how we can live our life. And so we know that the consciousness in which he lived and moved and had his being so many thousands of years ago is right here, right now, in, through, and as to be us. And God is infinite, God is perfect, and God is always present throughout time and space. That we in our human minds have limited God, that we are knowing in this moment, in this new thought moment, of ancient spiritual principle. That right here, right now, the God that was in Jesus Christ is in us in this very moment. That there is no separation, no division, no misunderstanding. That the truth of who we are is infinite. That there is a perfection in each and every one of us that is seeking to express itself, and all that it needs is us to turn within and listen, pay attention, and give ourselves over to the truth of who we are. As a result, we are blessed. We are blessed with creativity. We are blessed with love. We are blessed with health and wholeness. We are blessed with relationships that we can enjoy. And the truth of who we are is expressed in all that we think, feel, say, and do. And our lives are open to us. Just like the road open with the GPS page and stuff. And so with gratitude and thanksgiving for the deep, deep awareness that each one of us, we have it. We truly, truly have it. And so we just simply allow ourselves to right here and right now to turn within and feel it, know it, and consequently experience it. Because it is not being withheld. All things right here and right now are working together for our highest and greatest and most wonderful good, because we individually and collectively are paying attention to that indwelling presence of God within us that is here now, seeking us, experiencing through us the journey of the life that we are living. So in gratitude, I release the third Lord. Right here and right now it is said that each one of us in our own individual lives are taking this word and using it in a way that supports us individually and collectively. We are here where we belong in this community of joy, of love, peace, and wisdom, and of understanding. So I release, let go, let it be. So it is.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for allowing me to be your music director here at CSL West Georgia. Prior to this, I traveled all over the country singing at New Thought churches, and it's good to have a home. So thank you very much. We're going to bring a little Christmas cheer this season. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you hear silver bells, silver bells, silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city.
strings of streetlights, even stoplights, blink of bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's new scene, and above all the bustle, you hear silver bells, silver bells, silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, ring-a-ling, hear them ring, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Silver bells, silver bells, silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, ring-a-ling, hear them ring, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day.
All right, I heard you out there.
So online, we don't have this affirmation, but in person, we have an affirmation that we say before the offering, then we take the offering while music plays, and then we have affirmation after the yeah. We have the conscious giving affirmation, and then we have the Thanksgiving affirmation. You can see that? Okay, so, ready? All right, the conscious giving affirmation. Freely I give with a feeling of abundance, knowing that my gift blesses others and myself as well. Anything, yeah. That works. Okay, in our Thanksgiving affirmation, I am grateful for the divine givingness circulating abundantly through my life, our community, and our world. So I would like to welcome you, those of you who are here for the first time. If you are, raise your hand, stand up if you would, be so kind, and just tell us who you are. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. So who invited you that got you from your church? Dorothea. Oh, Kathy. Okay. Thank you. Good work, Kathy. Thank you for inviting people. Yes. All right. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Erica, I seen you online. All right. Good to see you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks. All right. Okay. Yes. All right. Woo! And we have 21 people here. Thank you for matching. Okay. All right.
Welcome, Zoom
Thank you so
people.
much. Wave, everybody. Hi. All right. So, are we up there? No. We're working on that, though. Okay? Yeah. So, you want to put? All right. Yeah. Hi, everybody. All right. All right. Okay. So, okay. Good to see you guys. All right. See, we're including you. We didn't want to get started here until they could be up there. So anyway, yay. All right. Good job. Good job. All right. Yeah. Okay, so let us do some introductions and some acknowledgments, okay? I'm going to start with this podium here. And one of the very first, when we asked, we put online a donation thing with a list of all the things that we needed because we had nothing. Okay, we had absolutely nothing except for coffee and stuff like that. Coffee we can't use anymore because it was in storage. So anyway, that screen, a couple other things here and there, some the soundboard, that we had been using. And so we made a list, and before we could get the list fully and completely loaded and out to people, Dawn put in a donation for this podium. So she was our first donator. Thank you so much, Dawn. She led the way. She led the way. I know Lois was there pushing her along, probably. Anyway, so she went on to, get some other things too, but. Okay, and then, Sandy was the one who, did design. She showed it to the board and everybody enjoyed it. And Marcia and Sandy and Ronnie have been coming each week, to take pictures and, show them online so that you could have it. Lily has been here helping out, Dorothea, Kathy, one Saturday, we all came here. You probably saw that online. We took a picture of that. And they painted, what we had hired somebody to paint the picture of Sandy and she painted and a few other things here, there, and stuff like that. And so they came in and did all of that. And painted the railing there, and we had the stage, put together. And then Cynthia has donated this wonderful piano. So when she's here, she'll play it. And when other people are here, they'll play it. So, yeah. And we can thank Connie for the joystick that helps with camera. Okay. So we have state-of-the-art equipment because people stepped up and got it. And so we're all set to expand. And in case you didn't realize that Egyptian cloth over there is from Cynthia. She went to Egypt November, right? November, October. And anyway, she has CDs over there. So please do stop over and pick up one of her CDs and buy it. And then we started with the Science of Mind magazines. Now you can, pick up a magazine over there. If this is your, even, well, you know what? Let's just have everybody sign the guest book today. If this is the beginning, it's the beginning of a new journey, and let's just everybody sign that, I'm going to know on that birthday. Yay! Okay? All right. We'll take a picture of you guys and on screen so you can also be part of what happened on this birthday. I am so happy and just overjoyed that we are all here together. Um, we want to acknowledge Dorothea also because Dorothea and Cynthia are the two who participate here. Yeah. All right. Did I miss anybody? Marcia. Marcia. So let me back up this. Marcia's long story, okay? When I was first being interviewed here, when you get interviewed, you meet with the board, right? And the board said anybody who wants to stay can stay. So Marcia and her husband Gerald stayed. And so they're asking questions like, well, what do you think, we need in order to grow? And I'm saying, well, I think, we need a really good website. We need, it'd be nice to have a podcast. And, I'm going on with all this stuff. And Marcia's going, I know how to do it. I know how to do it. I know how to do it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is my first introduction. It's like, people say they can do a lot of things, right? Anyway, so then when we were like March 15th, we had our last meeting in the other place, and we had a lot of seniors, and we were like, not sure, because it wasn't really clear whether or not we would be meeting on the 22nd. When it became clear that we couldn't, it was Marcia and my Zoom account that got us up and going. And had Marcia not known how to do it, I had the Zoom account, but I didn't know what to do with it. So Marcia, and she was there every single Sunday, setting up. We don't get online at 11:10. We start like 10:30, and they do sound checks, with the musicians and the readers, making sure they can be heard and all that. All that stuff goes on before church starts. Marcia has been there every single Sunday. Then last summer she decided that she actually needed to take a Sunday off. So she started months in advance, and she trained Dorothea on how to meet there. Evie also has been co-hosting with her. So, the thing is that it's wonderful to have Marcia to do all of this stuff. But and that setup over there, she's done it pretty much single-handed. She's been here with the contract people, fixing stuff, finding out what works and what doesn't work. There's just no way. I don't know anybody else in our community who can do it. But we need to find somebody else. We need to find, a community should not be dependent on one person, and that includes the minister, okay? We should not be dependent on one person. We should be, as a community, rising up and finding, others, not because we want to knock people out of their position, but because we want to build deep, okay? We don't want to have that person feel that, if they don't do what they're doing, that the whole thing falls apart. Like this, like that's just me, okay? But that's how I feel. And I'm not sure who. So we love you, we appreciate you, and we're gonna be looking for some help for you. Okay, so they can't hear. Somebody said they can't hear. No. Okay, thank you. I can hear me. Okay, all right. That's great. No, that better? Okay, so right. Yeah. So we've been chatting with them. Okay, so this is announcement time, one more thing. We have two classes starting in January. Myself and Reverend Patty Mumsell, we're going to start two classes. And you got that information in your email. Because we were doing this sort of thing and getting ready for today, the flyers for that didn't get done. So I'll have them next week for you. But in the meantime, go online, take a look at the class, and sign up for it. You can sign up online. The other thing is, we're having candlelighting service here. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. to 9. We'll be done by 9 p.m. Please do come. We've got candles for everybody. And bring your friends. You can bring children also if you want to. Connie and Cynthia are going to be singing. And we have also singing from far and wide. So you'll be also entertained from up there. So please do come to the candlelighting service on Wednesday evening and enjoy. Okay. All right. That is our service for today. And next is our closing song, which is Take a Little Love and Pass It On. Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. And before you know it, the world's gonna show it. Take a little love and pass it on.
I got the words out there on the seats. Take a little. Oh, I got it wrong key. Wait a minute. There's a copy for you on your seat. Problem. Just a second. Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. And before you know it, the world's gonna show it. Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little joy and pass it on. Take a little joy and pass it on. And before you know it, the world's gonna show it. Take a little love and pass it on.
Take a little joy and pass it on.
Peace. Take a little peace and pass it on. And before you know it, the world's gonna show it. Take a little peace and pass it on. Take a little smile and pass it on. Smile. Take a little smile and pass it on. And before you know it, the world's gonna show it. Take a little smile and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. And before you know it, the world will show it. Take a little love and pass it on. Love. Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. And before you know it, the world will show it. Take a little love and pass it on.
All right. Hey, so for those of you who go to more than one church, I used to know this lady who went to church with my grandmother and came to our church in the morning and her church in the afternoon. So don't feel, science of mind is something that everybody can use regardless of what you're doing. Okay, so our closing community affirmation is in your program. We go forth today. Can you say with me? We go forth today knowing that we are God's blessing in the world. Only good goes from us, only good comes to us, and so it is. All right, thank you. So you have your programs, so we're going to be making programs for them to take them home each week. And guess what? You can use the Declaration of Principles to remind you of what's going on in your life. All right, thank you all for being here today. And we have, are we getting offline? Bye, y'all.